Hey everybody. I've been thinking a lot about something that was said at the conference that I went to over the weekend. And it's something with which I would disagree. And I kind of wanted to put this out there for anyone who might not understand the implications of things. At one point we were talking about addiction and how depressed people are addicted to being depressed. And that has to do with a person's drives, whether it's certainty, uncertainty, significance, love, and connection, right? And if it has 3 out of 4, whatever that particular behavior or action is, becomes addictive. The person becomes addicted to it. And our coach brought up the example of depression. And the way he personified that was Eeyore, which, I mean, we all love Eeyore, right? So, he kind of said, "Oh, it's raining. I'll probably get wet. Oh, it's sunny out. I'll probably burn." Which, okay, funny. But here's the thing. A depressed person wouldn't think the sun's out, I'll probably burn. A depressed person would think the sun's out, I'll probably burn because I didn't put sunscreen on. Why didn't I put sunscreen on? I can't believe I didn't put sunscreen on. I knew I should have put sunscreen on. Why the hell didn't I put sunscreen on? I'm a horrible idiot. I'm an idiot. I can't believe I didn't put sunscreen on. What the hell is wrong with me? I want to die. Well, I'm gonna go eat some ice cream to make myself feel better. Oh, the ice cream didn't make me feel better because I knew it was while I was eating it, I knew I was gonna feel better. I can't believe I did that. I keep doing that. I'm such an idiot. I keep doing that. Yeah, and it goes on. It goes on. They hate themselves. It's not just sadness, or wanting to be depressed. No one who's depressed wants to be depressed. And maybe, certainly there's certainty to it, right? I know I'm going to hate myself, period, across the board. Uncertainty, there are a million things that you can hate yourself for. Significance, this is where it gets tricky, because another thing that was said was, depressed people withdraw so that people chase them. And the thing about that is that that's not actually true. Some people withdraw because they want people to chase them. That's my experience with that has been actually with sure, someone with depression might do that, but the place I've seen that is with people who have drug addictions. They want people to chase after them. For someone who's depressed, the withdrawal is more likely because they don't want people to see them. For me, I withdrew because I was so embarrassed and ashamed of what I had become and who I'd become. It would horrify me to think someone might see me. I wouldn't go out in public anymore. I wouldn't go do the stuff that I loved doing because I was afraid someone would see me. I was just so horrified at the idea that someone would see me. So that's not come find me. That's maybe I can disappear and no one will, maybe they'll think, oh, where'd she go? But I'm certainly not going to go out there and have people think, what the hell happened to her? That's the mindset of a depressed person. And on that day, it was really interesting. I had a conversation with a woman whose adult daughter, she said, is depressed. And, that she was trying to help her, but, by saying, oh, well, I felt sad sometimes too. I feel sad and then I, basically get over it. And I was able, this was really great because it opened up a conversation. I really think the universe put me in that car because we ended up in an Uber together, in the backseat of an Uber together, and she was asking about it. And I was like, well, depression isn't sadness. Depression is something completely different from sadness. I mean, sure, you feel sad, and I went on to describe to her the physical manifestation of depression, like why it's actually happening, the chemical imbalance, how the neurons work in the brain, and how if you don't have the right chemicals facilitating the neurons function, that it won't function correctly. And the way that shows up is in depressive thoughts in this particular case. And how depressed people really hate themselves. And, of course her daughter's not going to tell her mother about her thoughts about self-hatred, because I would never have told my mother the things that I thought, ever. Because I knew that it would hurt her. I knew it would hurt her, and she wouldn't understand, The thing about depression is you can't do much until the person recognizes there's something they can do to change. They get to a place of like, they have to want to change themselves. And the thing is, you can when you're depressed, you can say that you want to change, and you can feel that you want to change, but there's still the possibility is still not in your mind that it's possible. You don't get it. You just don't think that it can change. So I wanted to come on and say that, kind of clear that up for people. If anybody out there thinks depression is sadness, is prolonged sadness, thank you so much. If anybody out there who thinks depression is just prolonged sadness, it's not. And if they think it's delight or pleasure in being sad, it's not. So I just wanted to come on and say that. I kind of alluded to it in the conference when we were talking about it, but there's a time and a place for things. And that wasn't it for a diatribe about depression. So I just wanted, if anybody out there was at the conference and listened to that, I just wanted to kind of clarify, clarify that. And I wonder too, I'm sure, I don't doubt that there's an element to depression that is addictive. I personally found it very satisfying to punish myself. You know what I mean? Like I really thought I deserved to be punished, so I punished myself all the time, all day long. And I found that satisfying in a really weird way. It's like, you take that, yeah, you deserve, like I'm punishing the wicked. You know what I mean? I'm punishing someone who deserves it. Punishing someone who deserves to be punished. And who should be kept down, and whatever else the thoughts that I had were. Because I believed I deserved it. So that I did find satisfying. But again, significance, because the thing is too, like, there's definitely not love and connection. Love and connection, depression is often categorized by a lack of love and affection. You know what I mean? But that's not necessarily across the board. I do think that the way I started coming out of depression was that I loved someone and they loved me back, and they loved me for who I am and everything I am. And that's where I started getting better. So I'm trying to think about significance, because you wish you were significant, but I don't really know. I have to sit with that a little bit more. Something in there. I don't disbelieve it. There could be an element of significance to that sort of thing. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, and explain a little, like I was explaining to the lady in the back of the car when I was talking to her. I'm glad that I said what I said during the session, because it sparked this conversation, and I hope anybody else who was sitting there who thinks that that's how depression works, maybe there's a little bit of an idea there that things are slightly more complicated than that. And by slightly, I mean like incredibly more complicated than that. And that's not something we could go into during the workshop, but I just needed to put that out there. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And I am grateful that I have this platform to... It's very icy on the road, or on the sidewalk, so I'm careful about walking on it. But I'm really grateful that I have this platform to put that information out there. I hadn't really thought about that, so that's a really good thing. About using this platform not only to help people who are depressed, but also to have their loved ones be better informed about what depression is. So I'm grateful for that opportunity, and I am going to encourage you all to remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.